Due to YouTube and the COPPA laws, if you are under the age of 18 and are watching this video, please stop now. This content was not intended for you. Hey everybody, it's TMIKA and I am so excited to share with you guys my beginning mixed media journal. This is a design team project for Elizabeth Craft Designs. I will link in the description box the items that I used as well as the unboxing of the awesome goodies that she sent. So I'm so excited to be a part of the team, and what I wanted to do with the majority of the items that I received was create a mixed media 365 journal, so to speak. So it's basically detailing me, the things I want to be documented in a mixed media format, because that is one of my goals for 2023. That's why you can see on this cover I have 23 cut out, and this book is going to be all about that mixed media journal using items from Elizabeth Craft Designs. So I want to take you a little bit onto my journey on how I got here. So let's get started. So we're starting off using some jean paper. This cardstock I've had in my stash for a long time. It's a textured cardstock. I'm using some gel matte medium to apply that cover to the top of my planner. And I wanted to have that look of rustic and industrial mixed media. Like, that's the look that I'm going for, and I wanted to incorporate these denim blues. So I'm using my scraper to kind of make sure that that matte medium gets on that cover, because I'm going to be using gesso and paint and ink and things like that. So I'm going to start out with some texture stuff. Remember, this is all new to me. So if you see me doing it incorrectly, be like, TMIKA, that's not the way to do it. Let me just be my journey. Let me just do my journey. That's the purpose of this book. So anyway, I'm taking some cheesecloth and I'm laying it on top of the denim. I let that dry too for about half an hour. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply this cheesecloth. Hindsight, I should have added a little bit of gel matte medium to the back to kind of keep it sturdy while I add the rest of the layers, but it worked out fine. So I'm okay with that. Or maybe even some spray adhesive, maybe next time. So I'm taking some lace bits from my stash and I applied the medium to the back. It's a new process working with this for me. This gel matte medium, I like instant gratification. This is a journey that's going to take me some patience. So I'm going to get some fabric tack, because I know a lot of people use that. So, but right now I'm using the gel matte medium for the back to adhere these little lace bits. This lace trim, I cut that down just to have some texture on my cover when I get ready to lay my inks and things like that. So I'm using my heat tools to go ahead and advance the drying process, because again, I'm a little bit impatient. I added some gesso to my little party cup over there off to the side, and I'm going to take my paintbrush and dab until my heart is content. This is sped times 20. Because it didn't take this short to cover it, but I want to make sure I get gesso on all of these textures, so when I add my inks and things to it, it will lay nicely, but you can still see the texture peek through, which is what I wanted to capture. So I let that dry and I lost the footage. I am so sorry. So here's where I realized that I did not hit the record button. Not lost, I just didn't do it. When I let that dry, I came back and I forgot to hit the button. Anyway, I added some distress ink in Rusty Hinge, and I cut out the number 23 with my silhouette cameo and some chipboard, 2 layers, and then I added some paper that I got off of Etsy, added to the top, distressed that with some snow ink. What's the name of this ink? It is Perfect Match Snow hybrid ink, and then I went over that with my brown pigment paper, my brown pigment ink pad, and then I also use Uncharted Mariner from Tim Holtz for the blue, the heavy blue. So I'm just laying this on top of my canvas, and as you can see, I added the ink. All I did was spray it with a little water, dab the ink. I do have a small bit of footage of how I did that coming up in a second, but that's what I did. I just went back and forth with the 2 colors. So here I used some laser cut files. Excuse me, I am having a hiccup issue. I use my laser cut files from I use a file from Creative Fabrica, and I cut that with my laser cutter so that I could have just some little extra little industrial bits. I cut out a little doily, I cut out a clock face, a light bulb, and some other things, some gears. So I'm just fiddling around with this to see how I want things to lay. I wanted that 2023 to be purposeful in that this is that journey for me, this hybrid type of mixed media, journaling, 365 day, like all of this is new. So I wanted that to be the focus point of my cover. So I added some dimensions to the back. Of course, I'm using a little bit hot glue. All this will come up in a minute because I wanted to add something else to it. But I lay down my clock face and my gears to the album. Also, I wasn't sure if I wanted that to go across, but I decided to have the 23 at an angle. So I really like that. And then I cut the light bulb out in some light wood paper, and I also cut it out in some light wood, some really thin wood. So that's the paper that I decided to put down and use the wood one because it's a little more sturdier. And then I have one of those cute little light bulbs. It says me 2023. So absolutely love that. So here is me taking that up because I'm like, oh, I wanted to add some little straws behind there, but that's okay. No one's gonna know that that's been ripped up because one, it's mixed media, and it will go in with the scheme of what everything else looks like on the cover, but two, you just won't see it. So I have these copper colored straws that match that Rusty Hinge ink perfectly. So I cut them at an angle and decided to just lay them in this horizontal pattern under the 23. So that's what I'm doing here, just kind of seeing how I want things to lay. I want to add it for texture. It's a little different. I didn't add flowers. I resisted the urge to cover this in flowers because I was having a hard time with this style. So I've edited it out a lot, but I struggled through this, but that's the purpose of this journey, to learn. So, but I got through and I absolutely love it, how it came out. So I'm just adding some hot glue to the back of these straws. These straws have been in my stash for a while, and I'm just randomly placing it. By the way, that Uncharted Mariner looks so pretty on here. And the Rusty Hinge. And I'm going to add a little bit more to it later to just bring it out a little bit. So there's the copper straws. I had to remove a couple of the pop dots on the back of the numbers so that they can all lay evenly on the front of the cover. And I'm also double purposing that hot glue to hold that doily down that I ripped up earlier, but no one's gonna know. So there's that, and it's coming along nicely in my head. I'm like, okay, it's coming along nicely. I kind of like this. I can deal with, the mistakes because they're my mistakes and I'm learning. And it's a process. So I know a lot of people say that when they mess up, like, oh, it's part of the process, and it is. But this definitely is part of my process because I am learning as I go. And if you have any recommended mixed media channels that you want to drop down below, please feel free to do so. So I'm adding some metal gears to that. Really, right now? Okay, let's put that down. So I'm adding some metal gears and this cute little pen because it indicates me journaling 23, me, mixed media. Like, I added that on there and I thought it was cute. I settled on the wood light bulb finally. And I just wanted to put that last. I didn't want it flopping around or, being interrupted. So, and I added that meat to that. So I'm going back in with a little bit of the gesso and adding some highlights, like to some of the areas that I think are too blotchy, sort of. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to highlight this a little bit, add a little bit of the leftover gesso, scrape it on top of my 23. And I wanted to kind of bring that out. So I'm grabbing some more of the Rusty Hinge, and this is how I did the beginning of it. See how it just sits on top? But wait until I add the water. Wait for it, because it is gorgeous. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Ah, so cute. Ah, I love it. Look at that. It just flows so prettily. I'm loving it. Seriously. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Anyway, that's not water, that's alcohol, I meant to say. But so that's that. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this metallic acrylic paint and paint around the perimeter, a little bit of the 2 and the 3. It's a really nice shimmer copper. It doesn't stand out as much as I'd like it to, or as I thought it would. It does stand out because you can see it's kind of like a rub and buff to me. So then I said, okay, I'm going to highlight it a little bit with this Distress Foundry wax in mind, and you'll see that in a second. It's 2 little drops I added off to the side. Once you put it on your project and add heat, it adds like a shimmer, clear, like a embossing powder almost, that pops it, makes it pop. So that's what I did. You can see it kind of, when it heats up, you can see it kind of turn a different a shine, I think. Did I do that? Yeah. Okay. So you can kind of see them, like, okay, yeah, okay, it's cool. Fine, great. So that's how everything turned out, and I hope you guys like what I created. If you do like this, you like this kind of voiceover, you want me to do more, I can. Hit that like button and let me know what you think down in the comment section. And don't forget to check out all of the items that I have linked down below for Elizabeth Craft Designs. Thank you guys all so much for watching and being such an awesome audience. Before I left, I'm like, I needed one more thing, and boom, I added a little splatters. Not too much, just enough, because I tend to hide behind a lot of things, and I didn't want to hide behind the splatters. And then I'm going to highlight the cover just a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to let this go ahead and play out. Again, don't forget to hit that like button, guys. It really, really helps my channel out. And let me know if you have some mixed media people that you'd like me to check out, that you think will help me along my journey. Look how cute this turned out. Like, seriously, oh my God. I love it, 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 I love it. It is so pretty. That blue is bomb. That copper is bomb. And yeah, it is what it is. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.